and you can please confirm me if you can see my screen there.
Yes, we can see.
Great. So before starting the class, I always try to display the planner. So we are going to cover a few basic options, but as we started the overview of the Excel in the last class, so it will be continue in today class as well, because we have to go through few options, mandatory options or relevant options in Excel, which are very commonly used in our routine. So I will go through a few tabs, and then we will go topic by topic as per the planner. So let me open the file, Excel file. I hope you can see my Excel file as well. So in the last class, we took an overview of this first tab, file tab, and we had an introduction of this, home tab. We explored few options. Right now, we are going to explore other tabs as well. So I'm going to start with this insert tab. So remember that I will be leaving some topics from the tabs we are going to explore right now. So I will be leaving some topics which requires a dedicated class on this. I'll tell you, for example, in this insert tab, we are going to have a separate class on this, pivot table, first option, and the table formatting. What is table formatting? We will be discussing it as a topic in other class, and also we'll be discussing charts later on in the fourth week, I guess, third or fourth week. Also, spark lines will be covered later. So I'll pick few topics right now, and I will leave some other topics which will be covered later as full-fledged dedicated classes. So what is illustration in Excel and how it is used and useful? So for example, there are several options in this menu. Insert tab, there are several options in this illustration. This word is self-explanatory. So when we say illustration means you are going to draw something. So there are multiple options. For example, if you want to add some picture, so instead of closing this file or minimizing it, you can simply, by clicking this illustration option or function, you can pick your picture from your system or from internet. So for example, if I click on this, so there are two options. If your required picture is available in your laptop or system, so you'll be clicking on this device. Otherwise, if your picture you want to insert from an open source like in from Google or some other website, so you'll be clicking on the second option. So we'll be trying both. So this device means I'm picking some picture from my laptop. So I think there is a picture in on my desktop available somewhere. So let me find some picture, and like this Pakistan budget. This is a picture I want to insert on this sheet without closing my file. So you have option. You can just pick this picture by this option. So you see there is a an option. You can pick any image or picture from your system. So this is the first option. So I'm removing it, so I can show you another option as well. So go to insert and illustration, go to picture, and there is another online picture available. So for example, you want to add a picture of some mobile or car or anything. You want to add some, maybe some fruit or maybe some bird. So for example, I want to add car. So let me click on this, and this search engine will find some cars pictures for me from internet. So I can pick any picture from here. So you see, we have, uh, you know, uh, explored two options related to pictures to be inserted in this Excel file. So I'm removing this and moving on. Uh, if you want to add something related to shapes, so you will click on this shape option from illustration menu, and you will find you will find a number of options. For example, if you want to add a text box, So you will find a first option, text box. You will find this option here in the shape menu as well, and you will find the same option here in the text box as well. So for example, if you want to add some text, so I'll be clicking on this and I'm drawing a area for the text. For example, I want to mention Pakistan for any reason. Pakistan is beautiful, for example. So I added a text and I can, adjust the area and I can make some formatting things on this. I can make it bold, or I can change the size of this text, and I can apply many different options. But the point is, by inserting in illustration menu, you can add a text box here. So moving on, for example, if I want to add some shape, usually we need to draw some, arrow or some other thing. For example, if I want to add an arrow for some value in the Excel file, so I can, pick and I can draw an arrow, something like this. So I just pick the arrow from there, and I'm just I'm making adjustment with my mouse by clicking on this arrow, and you can see I can, drag it like this. I can make it bigger or smaller or thin. And also you notice that when I added this, symbol or arrow shape in this Excel file, so immediately you will notice there is a separate menu open for this shape, only for this arrow. So there are number of options related to this formatting things. So for example, if you want to change the formatting of this arrow, so you can pick any of the shape like this, or maybe you can pick any of the, things like, or you can make outline, or you can change the color of this, arrow, something like this. So there are number of options. As you click on this, the additional menu will be open temporarily, and when you click around, the menu shape format will be disappeared. So this menu is linked with this shape only. So as you click around somewhere else, so the menu will be gone. So in similarly, by insert menu, by illustration menu, you can add icons. So how to insert icons? For example, you are working on some financial or balance sheet, something like this, financial file, and you want to add some icon like some a visualization like a graph or something. So for example, if I want to add something related to profit, so you see in this table, insert icon table, you will find thousands of, or maybe hundred of shapes or icons. So you just add your word, or you just mention the word in your mind. This will find a number of options related to that word. So for example, I mentioned profit. So you see there are a number of signs or icons related to profit are appearing in this. So you can add something like this. So my icon is there. You see, I can make it, larger. And if you click on this icon, again, there will be a separate menu will be opened that is associated with this icon, that is called graphic formats. So again, you click on this and you will find, the number of options that will change your color of your icon, and maybe a theme of your icon. So you can make changes like this. Again, there are similar options like graphics, outline, or text light, or text, and you can make it send. You can mention its, backward, something like this, send to backward. So if you are adding multiple pictures or images, so you can adjust your icon accordingly. So is it you want to mention it as backward or front end, something like this. So the next option is 3D model never used. So there is a smart art, and I hope you all are familiar with this smart art option, because that is very commonly used in PowerPoint presentation. So the same feature is here. So for example, you want to add, uh, let's say a diagram, something like this, and you can pick your smart chart from the menu, and there is, smart design menu opened for that is associated with this, smart art. So for example, if you want to add something in this diagram which I picked from the smart art menu, so just simply click on this, and let me make it a bigger, so you can view it easily. So you will find a small arrow at the left side of this diagram. I'm clicking on this to add some text here. So for example, I want to add name of few products, for example, Apple, uh, something like Samsung or LG, maybe Nokia, and any other product, maybe Kenwood. I don't know if the spellings are correct or not. So you notice that I have mentioned few words in this diagram. So now, as I have mentioned few words in this diagram, I have option to change this diagram. Uh, you know, uh, diagram I can change this shape. So how to change the shape? For example, if I double click on this, you will notice that my words are still there. And if I don't like this diagram, I can change this, diagram by layout options. So just there is a drop down menu. You just move your cursor on any other diagram and the words you have typed will remain there and the diagram will be, changed. For example, I have shifted to the old diagram into this. Instead of removing this diagram and creating a new one from the beginning, so you have option, you can change the layout by clicking on this menu. So for example, you pick anything from here and the diagram shape will be changed. Also, you can pick your color theme from this menu, and also there is another option if you want to add 3D diagram. So there are 3D shapes, something like this. So you can make formatting accordingly. So this diagram, if you want to change the color scheme, or if you want to add something related to this diagram by adding few text on this. So these two tabs are associated with this diagram. Specifically, as you click on somewhere around in this diagram, these two menus will be disappeared. So format and smart art design will be disappeared. You see that's gone. So similarly, let me remove some text from diagrams from here. That is too rushy. So moving forward, there is a screenshot option. If you want to take some screenshot of your file working behind, so you can get the screenshot directly from this option. For example, I need a screenshot of my sticky note, or maybe this, team application, which is already in working behind this Excel file. So instead of minimizing this file or closing this file and uh, going to get another screenshot by other applications like snipping tool, you directly can pick screenshot from here. So you see, I clicked on the screenshot, and this sticky note was there, and I just directly picked it from this, Microsoft Excel program. So similarly, you can get it from for any other application or any other file which is open behind this Excel file. So this charts and sparklines option, that is the detailed topic, and we will be discussing it, I think, in the third or fourth week as per the planner. So filter option, slicer, and slicer will be covered in the pivot table and dashboard development topic. So we'll be discussing it later. So there is another option which is very important and very useful, that is called links. And in other words, this option is called hyperlink. This is very useful option. So there are three type of hyperlinks available in this Excel file. So what do we mean by hyperlink? When you click on this, so there are three options. For example, uh, I want to add some website or URL behind any word. So the first option, number one, is URL. So for example, let me add something here for you. Uh, Let me find a website, for example, Islamabad. So, okay, I opened a file uh, related to Islamabad details. So for example, if I want to add this, Islamabad, I want to add a URL or website behind this word. So I will be using this hyperlink option. So this is option number one. So how to add, for example, if I select this option, select this text and go to this, no, not sorry, not the text, but you need to pick the cell. When you select the cell, you will go to this link option and you will add a URL in this place, address. So I'm copying a URL from another, browser, and I'm pasting here and pressing OK. So you notice that the color changed. So let me, make it a, real one. So actually, usually this is not the orange color. Usually when you add some URL color, URL behind any text, or when you add hyperlink, it becomes blue color. So for example, let me add here just to show you a real color of this hyperlink. And that is for, a different identification. Why it's in orange, I don't know. Usually it's a below color. So when you move your cursor on this word, so you see there is a handy sign, and it also reflect that there is a URL behind this. So for example, if I click on this URL, so there is a site open related to Islamabad, and I'm opening this, I'm just showing you on this on the screen. I found a website related to Islamabad details, and I just copied the URL and I added here. So similarly, if you want to add any word, for example, Google, or you want to add World Bank, or you want to add Pakistan. So anything you want to add, you just mention the hyperlink behind this. So this was option number one, but there is another option. For example, let me uh, add a list here. For example, I added a separate sheet and I named it as list. So you can see the other sheet. So if I want to add this list thing in my, for example, let me show it like this in my I want to link this other separate sheet with this word my. So how to add this one? So go to this link option, and you will be, clicking on this or second option in the left menu, left column, place in this document. So you see there are only two sheets available, customer database and the list. So as I click on this list, so this May is linked with this list. So there are two different names. I didn't change the name of the month, but actually it is linked with this list. So if I click on this My word, so you will be noticing that I am on the other sheet. I'll give you another example of this entire working on a separate file. So the third and the last link option is adding or linking your text with a separate file. So for example, uh, there is a word, let me add, for example, Pakistan. I'm changing a word like Pakistan, Pakistan, and there is a file available in my system, which is not online file or not URL or not something Excel related file, maybe a different Word or maybe PDF or MS Word file. So I want to add a external file with this, with this word Pakistan. So how to add an external file with this word? So by clicking on this link, go to existing file or web page, browse, yes, current folder. There is another file. For example, if I go to desktop, so I'm picking a separate file related to Pakistan chapter, maybe Pakistan budget. That is another file that can be any PDF, Word, any Excel file or anything, a PowerPoint presentation or anything. So I'm just, clicking on this image, and a separate external file is attached with this, Word. So if I click on this, you will notice a picture of a JPG file is attached now. So you can add any, uh, Excel or other file. So for this link working, I'm showing you, I'm displaying another file just for better understanding how it works. So there is a file we prepared in the Ministry of Health. Uh, there is a lot of working on this. So let me show you like this. Okay. So you see, let me give you an overview of this file quickly. Basically, we were assigned a task to update our data set, dashboard in the ministry. And for that kind of activity, we had to have a data on a different report on nutrition related report. So you see, there are total 99 sheets added in this, in this front page. So basically, this is a cover page of the, assignment. So if you notice, so there are, around 99 sheets or 99 different tables added in this. So how did we synchronize, or how did we make it easy for data entry? We added hyperlinks on each sheet. For example, on the cover sheet, there are 99 tables details. So if you want to go to any table, I think, for example, if you want to go to table number 4.13 directly instead of, moving cursor like this and moving your sheets like this. So you simply click on table number 4.12, for example. So you see, this is a hyperlink. So I clicked on this and I'm directly on the right tab sheet. No matter what is the position of the sheet, but by using this hyperlink, I have reached directly on this sheet. So if I want to move back to the home page, so there is another hyperlink. So I'm just clicking on this hyperlink back to home page. So I'm on the cover page back. So similarly, if you want to go to sheet number, for example, 78, so that can be any sheet. So I'm just clicking on the other sheet. So you see, there is another sheet which might be placed at 77 number or 89 number. So by just clicking on the link, I'm directly here. So if you want to go back, so you can click on the other button, go back to home. So something like this. So this is, the benefit of this hyperlink option. So I hope you got the idea how this hyperlink added, and there are three different scenarios which we discussed right now. So there is another option, text. So as I mentioned, this text option is available right here as a separate option, and also it's available in the illustration when you click on this, shapes. So there is another option. So it appears twice. So header and footer is a separate discussion. We will be covering a whole topic related to page setups. So we will be covering header and footer there. We are moving on this word art. So for example, we are seeing this option since our childhood. So you can pick any of the font style and you can mention you can add your text here. So for example, why it's not moving? I think, let me check how. Yes. So you text here. So basically, I just picked the theme from this option, text, word art, and there is the, uh, text portion available. So I can mention anything. For example, city, something, or maybe you can add some other Excel or Power BI or something like this, Excel. There are two different kind of themes available. So moving forward, there is a signature line, which is very good option in Excel. So for example, uh, Microsoft Office signature line, add signature services. So I think this is not this one. Basically, we had to we are supposed to click on this first option, text, uh, Microsoft Office signature line. So, for example, if you are working on an Excel file and you want to mention your signature at the bottom, maybe that can be an invoice, or maybe that can be any data analysis file, and you want to mention your name or signature at the end of the file, so the reader or user can see your name at the bottom. So there is an option, signature setup. So when you click on the this option, signature, add signature, Microsoft Office signature line. So you will find this window. Just mention your name here, for example, Farhan. Aslam, my name, and suggest signatures title. For example, let's say data analyst. You reviewed the file and you had some comments on this, and you want to add your signature for the other reader that will indicate that you have seen this file as well. So you can mention your email ID here. That's optional, and press uh, OK. So you notice that this box is there. So uh, this indicates your name and designation as signature. So you can copy or cut it here, cut paste, and cut it and paste it at the bottom of this file for other user who can understand that you have reviewed or you have worked on this file as well. So similarly, there is another option, object. So object means you can add uh, additional external files in your Excel files. For example, I show you an example of this object thing, and then I'll explain how it works. For example, during our COVID time, we were our unit or our department was associating or helping the ministry for developing different kind of guidelines. So you can see a table here. There are name of the subject of the guidelines. There is a link or URLs were also added, and you will find an option. You will find a PDF file title there, which indicates that these different PDF files are, attached with this Word file. So if you have 10, 20, 30 different helping file or associated file with your work, so you can add or upload your file within your Excel file. Just and you can share it with others. So the other reader, the receiver, don't need to open or search this file separately. The reader or user will be just clicking on the PDF file and the file will be opened. So there is some error. I don't know why it's not working, but you can, by clicking on this, you will find another file separately. Let me show you how it works. So I just wanted to give you an idea. What do I mean by object? So object works in this way. So let me now show you how it works. So I don't know. This sign irritates me a lot. So go to this text menu, go to object, and I want to add some external file in this file. Let me, come back to this main file actually. So, for example, here are the just okay. So I want to add another file here as object. Mm, Okay, so this is a place where I want to add another file as object. Go to insert. By clicking on this object option, you will find this menu or dialog box. Click on create from file. So click on this browse and add any other file. For example, I have few files at the at my desktop. I want to add this DHIS versus DHIS2. That's a table in Word file. So I want to add this in my current Excel file. Click on this, insert, and you can mention it like this: display as icon or link to file. So we check both options. Link to file. Click OK. Enable. Open. Let me try again. No, desktop. Yes, display as icon. Click OK. And you notice that a separate external file is added here. So that's the purpose of object. So if I share this Excel file with you, I don't need to send this as Word file separately. You will be clicking on this and this file will be opened. So you see, that was a file which I attached with this, Excel file. So how this is how you can add many objects. Like I gave you an example of, COVID guidelines. So there were 20, 30, or 40 guidelines. So all the documents were part of that file. Uh, Remember that if you add 2, 3, or 10, 20 different files with your current Excel file, remember that the size of this Excel file will be, bigger. This file will be more heavier than the usual one, the common one. So why? Because each file carries some weight. So every file has some weight. When you will attach 10, 20, 30 different files according to your data in Excel as object, so the size of this file will be, bigger, become more. So moving forward, we have covered this text box. Now we are moving to the other option, symbols. Maybe you are familiar with this option or not. Equations. There are some equations options. Built-in equation option is in Excel. So for example, if you want to add any of the equation in your Excel file for any kind of work, maybe for studies, for preparing lectures, you can pick equation from here. So for example, if I need this equation, I'll be just clicking on this and my equation will be here as text. So you notice that if I let me change the color of this, and yes, the equation is here. If you want to add something, if you want to edit any equation, you can click on this, and this is an edit mode. You can change the characters or letters according to your need. So also there is another option in this insert menu, symbols, symbol option. So when you click on this, you will find thousands of symbols available in this, option, in this dialog box, in symbol dialog box. So if you need any specific icon symbol, you need to explore from here. There is no search bar actually, but the only way is either you can ask ChatGPT or you can ask Google to find a symbol according to your desire. So for example, a very commonly used symbol is tick mark when you go for any kind of surveys, or if you want to mention somewhere true, so you add this one. So just click on this icon and insert here. You will see there is an, symbol is there. So you can copy it, you can paste it for many times, something like this. And let me show you another thing in symbol like icon box. So you see there is a big list of, uh, you know, uh, directories up, you can say. For example, this symbol icon is available wingding something category, a kind of category. Each category carries or include number of different type of symbols. So when I click on this any kind of category, so there are a number of symbols appear related to that category. So if you want to search this a tick mark, a true sign icon or symbol, so you have to go to, I think, wingding something, wingdings 2, wingdings 3, so something like this, you will find this kind of option. So there is another option to create QR code. Uh, One QR code option is there, but we can use another option here. For example, if you want to add a QR code for these kind of words, so there is a built-in option in the Excel. So how to add this QR code? So when you go to this adds in actually a market for external uh, applications related to Excel. Some some applications are not available in Excel program, but you can import from an open market like my ads in. So this is a market for applications. For example, uh, I need a QR application for QR for Office. So this is a application made for Excel working, but this is not part of Microsoft program, but some developer develop it and edit it on in the market. So you will find there are a number of things. If you just mention QR, you will find a list of QR codes applications. So QR for Office is very commonly used for creating QRs. So for example, if I want to add some QR for my DSA, DSA stands for Digital Skills Academy. So you will simply pick or you will simply change the type of this text from here. So this is a text form, not URL or not telephone number, not coordinate something. So you'll be clicking on this custom and you will mention Digital Skills Academy. So Digital Skills Academy is my text, which I want to edit at the back of my QR code Academy. So you can change the color of your QR code. You can make some, other adjustments and just simply click insert and you notice that you added a QR code. So similarly, if you have any telephone number, so you will just simply click on this, telephone, or if you want to create a QR for SMS or for coordinates or something like that. So you'll just change the type of your text and create a QR code for your, for your text or for your requirements. So insert menu is over now. Uh, then we have a draw menu. Maybe you don't have draw menu in your system in your Excel file because we additionally added from this option. If you remember that, so we added it from here. Draw, I show you. So you see draw menu is there. So if this is not in your Excel file, so you just pick from the left side draw menu and you can mention it. You can add it on the right side and this will be appeared on your Excel file as a separate tab. So this is just a simple drawing. For example, let me show you here. Let me delete this one. So for example, if you want to make some, sorry, uh, if you want to draw something on your Excel file for any kind of working. So you just go to this draw menu and you can make some, drawings. If you want to erase something, you can just pick this eraser and this drawing will be removed. So this is a purpose of this draw. So moving on the next tab, that is page layout. Page layout, it's, we will be touching this theme part. Page setup is a totally dedicated topic in our upcoming classes, next classes. In page setup, we will learn how to make adjustment for your text for getting print out. Most of the professionals, they are unaware of this page setup option. They don't know how to make adjustment of big data for your for taking print out or for converting in into PDF format. So we will be teaching on this page setup in the class. So theme means you just pick your text, select your text, and you can change the theme. For example, by clicking on this theme option, the font will be changed little bit. For example, if let me select this area, it should be, you know, you see, the entire text format changed. Not the coloring actually. The entire format changed. If you want to change the color, so there are multiple options. Let me add it on, header. It should be changed. I don't know why. So you see there are multiple themes which can be applied on different scenarios. So page setup will be discussed in another class. I'm moving on to the next formulas topic. Formula, we have two separate classes on this formula section. We will try to learn how to create formulas and what are the patterns of formulas. So there is another menu tab which is data. So we this data tab will be discussed when we'll be covering the data analysis part in fifth or fourth class. So moving on, there is a review options. So what we can perform in review. So basically, if you have spelling mistakes or something, if you want to check the spelling of your text, so you can uh, go to this option by review. Let me delete this extra text and I just make an experiment. So I'm removing all the text, additional things from this file. So for example, let me show you. I am, making some spelling mistakes intentionally just to explore this option. For example, I have added one double I. I have added one additional I in Karachi word. So I ask Google, I ask Excel to make or to identify, the incorrect words. So go to this review option, go to the spelling, and you notice that the first word it pointed out is the same what I have, mentioned in the red color. So it noticed that this there is a small mistake in this word. So it noticed it picked that word. So if you want to change this word, so there are options. If you want to ignore any of the word which highlighted by this option, you can ignore it. So I'm changing it with this, this is a incorrect word, this is a correct word suggestions. So I'm clicking on this change and you notice that this spelling mistake is okay now, fixed it. So press OK. So what is so there is a shortcut for the spelling checks. The shortcut is F7. For example, again, if I want to, if I change, if I add double I in this word, and if I want to go for spelling checks, I'll simply click F7 as shortcut of this option spelling, and you will notice there is a same word, same dialog box. So just click on this change and the word is corrected now. Okay, fine. So what is this? Thesaurus. Thesaurus is kind of directory or Wikipedia thing. For example, if you click here and instead of closing this file and going to Google or Wikipedia and asking something additionally just for another kind of information, simply click on this option, Thesaurus, and just type anything in your mind. For example, I mention here World Bank, for example, and let me check it what it does. So we could not find. Let me add a car. So it has mentioned information related to car, van, sedan, automobile. So all anything related to this car that is, that has been mentioned here. For example, if I double click on any of the word provided by this option, so you see the uh, wagon coach. So further detail will be disappeared. For example, tutor, trainer, something like this. So the source is a kind of directory, helping directory for you. So there is another option, workbook statistics. Workbook statistics basically is this as this is a self-explanatory word. So basically it gives you information about your Excel file. What kind of information? So basically, it is telling you current sheet. So this is the current sheet. There is only one sheet in this Excel file. So this is telling end of sheet, the column numbers, the column name double E and row number 5026. This is the end of your sheet. So cells with data, how many cells are there in this data which carries the information or data? So there are 600,000, I think, zero point 0.6 million something cells are available in this sheet which has data. So there are no tables, no formulas, only two objects are there. So Again, this is the same information. Why? Because there is only one sheet. The otherwise, the bottom information is related to workbook, the entire file. Maybe there are two or three different sheets, and the first portion is, it tells you about the opened current sheet. So similarly, you can check the statistics from this option. So there is another option, translate. If you want to change the, if you want to translate some word or something and uh, from English to any other language. So I think you can mention here. Let me check it. For example, the weather is very pleasant. Let me check what it does for us. मौसम बहुत अच्छा है. That's pleasant. Uh, I don't know if the spellings are good. Yes, मौसम बहुत खुशगवार है. So you can translate things within this option. It's just like Google Translator. So you can use it for any kind of, and for any other language as well. So you only need to pick, click on this drop down menu and pick language of your country or, your region, and this will be translating for you. So other option is new comment. So new comment is very good option in Excel. It's also available in PowerPoint and Word as well. And we must know this option because all are professionals, and we sometimes work on the reports. But comment in Excel and comment in Word is different little bit. So for example, if I want to add something related to this word and I want to add comment on this, so I let me highlight this word Peshawar, and I want to add some comment. So I will be selecting the cell first, and then I'll be clicking on this, review, and I'm mentioning comment here. So Peshawar, what comes in your mind when you hear this word? Peshawar. What coming in my mind is related to food. Chappal kebab, maybe shanwari, and maybe zalmi, Peshawar zalmi. That can be another option. So I just want to, add Peshawar zalmi, adding another comment here. So you notice that uh, my comment is added here. So you can add 2, 3, 5, 6 different comments. So if you have multiple comments in this Excel file, and the file is so big like this, 5,000 plus customers information, and there are 100 plus columns. So this these options are very helpful. The first thing is, when you edit this comment here, you can either make it visible or you can hide this option. How? So for example, if I want to, hide this option by default, which is actually by default the same option, like if you click on this show hide option. So you see, usually when you add comments in Excel, you don't see comments like Word file, MS Word file. So usually you find comments like this. You only find a small red portion at the top corner of the cell. So this small red sign shows there is some comment. But if you have, that big data, so this will be very difficult for you to, moving all the files left, right, or up, down, and scrolling all the file, and, finding is there any comment or not. So there is another option. You can show it permanently in Excel file. How? There are two options. For example, if I want to make this comment visible every time, so there are two options. One, either right click on the cell and click on this show hide comment, or the second option is available in this comment section. So there is another option, show all comments or show hide. So if I click on this, this will be hide it. Or if I click on this show, or either click on this, show, so this comment will be, uh, visible all the time. So you also can uh, expand this box, or you can squeeze this box according to your need. If you want to add more text, you can enter more text here. So for example, Shinwari, something like this. So, I added more text here. So if you have number of comments, click on this show all comments. The all comments across the sheet will be appeared. So I hope this comment section is clear to you now. So there is another category, protect. We will be learning about this protect option in the upcoming classes, maybe next week. So there are three different kind of protections, not three, I think four different kind of protections available in this Excel program. We will be learning all the options later on. So if you go to this view option, view menu, so again, there are some options related to a view things available for you. For example, uh, this the file we are seeing on the screen is a normal view. So if you want to, uh, if you want to break this file for formatting point of view, yeah, or for printing point of view, so you will be clicking on this page break preview. So as you click on this, you notice that the file size is, squeezed, or it's smaller size now. But you will be seeing an other addition, the page numbers of the entire file, and also you'll be watching a blue dotted line which reflects or which indicates the your area of this one page. So each blue dotted line is the division of your page. So if you notice that there are, you need actually, if you take print of this file, you might need, 1568 pages. This is the big data set. If you take the print as it is, so you will be requiring 1500 plus pages to get print out of this file. So this page break preview feature gives you an option to, make the adjustment of your file for converting it to PDF or for taking print out of this, pages. So we will be learning it later on in page setup option, how to adjust this kind of area. So there is a page layout. We are not, if you click on this, if you click on this normal view, so this is a normal function. So page layout view is not compatible with free span. Okay, so we have to, so there is another option, free span. So let me unfreeze it, and I tell you what is the purpose of this free span. So if I click on this page layout, so you see this is another view of your page. So what is the difference between this page breakup, this page break preview does not change the shape of the file, but only gives you indication of the page limits by this divided line, blue lines. But page layout, it gives you an idea of, you know, uh, how these files will be look like, how these pages will be look like when you go for printing or for converting into PDF. So we will be learning more about this in the upcoming classes. So there is another option, grid lines. I hope you must be familiar with this grid line. In Excel, there is always a grid line. For example, this is a small file. If you want to remove all these backend line, which are called grid line, you go to view option and click uncheck this grid option, and you see the entire uh, backlines will be, removed or will be disappeared. So if you click on this grid lines, the backend lines will be, columns and rows will be appeared. So if you want to hide this formula bar, which is, this is actually a formula bar. So if you click on this, uncheck this formula bar, this formula bar will be disappeared. You click here. If you want to remove headings, so headings gone. What do we mean by headings? This identification of each column, A, B, C, D, E. So if you uncheck this option, the A, B, C, D column will be, uh, will be disappeared. So what is zoom? If you click on this, so there are different scales of this file. For example, right now the size of this, yeah, the view size of this file is 85%. If you want to make it uh, smaller, or if you want to make it, make it bigger view or maybe smaller view, so you can change the proportion here. So there are two options. One option is by clicking on this zoom option, you can change the size of the page, or the other option is at the bottom. You can see my cursor here. So there is a scale available. So instead of changing the values through this option, you can simply drag this option at the bottom, and you can, change the scale accordingly. So I'm just moving the scale or left or right side, and the page is getting zoomed like uh, smaller view or a bigger view. So again, the similar option is there, the similar scale option is also available in the zoom menu. So there are some fixed proportions or values are there. So if you want to make it 100%, click on this 100% and the page size will be bigger. If you want to make it 200%, so it will be, double of the existing view. So similarly, if you want to reverse it, you just click on this custom, and maybe you can mention it 100% or 110 or 120, whatever the proportion is required. So there is another option, new window, which is very useful option, and it makes your work very easy. If you are uh, a regular user of Excel, this window option helps you a lot. How? For example, I am working on a big data file, and in one data file, I'm looking at the one column number one, and the other data file, I'm looking for other kind of values to just cross check or double check. So I should use this option, new window. As I click on this, let me show you the impact of this option. So let me hide it, make it, down. Okay, so you notice that there are three different versions. If you see the heading of this file, so you see three options. If I minimize this one, so there is second version. If I click on this, so there is a first version. So what is the benefit? So for example, I'm working on this file. As I have mentioned several times, there are 100 plus columns. So right now I'm double checking or uh, you know just for the cross verification, or maybe for the clean data cleaning point of view, I'm just looking at this column. So let me highlight it for you. So for example, this column, age column. At the same times, I need to look at the other columns related to this age. So what I will be doing, instead of scrolling the sheet multiple times and wasting my time, I will be working on the other version of the same file. So what I'm doing, I'm just opening another window, and here I am looking for the other kind of information that can be, maybe related to our age. So you see, that's another area of option where I have to work on. So let me highlight it, with some other kind of color. So at the same times, I may be required to double check on some other information. So I will be working on this a third version. So this is a third version. And here I'm looking at the information at the bottom or maybe in the mid of the file. So for example, any area can be. So I am working on three different versions of the same file. So here, this way, this makes your work very easy. So by this option, by view option, I have created multiple versions, but this arrange all, this option or view side by side gives me flexibility to uh, you know adjust three versions parallel or side by side or vertically. So how it works? So for example, well, let me know if you are there. Are you people getting bored, or you are learning something? Please.
Uh,
So if I'm speaking alone,
No, no, not boring at all. I'm following, I mean, we are all following attentively.
Okay, good. Thank you very much, Zuhair.
Okay.
So, okay, fine. Moving on. Uh, that's good. That's good. So, I'm moving to this Excel file. Okay, so three versions are there. Okay, so this gives you very, comfort when you are working on different versions. And it's much better if you have two or three separate screens, LCD or LED. You can, shift your one or two versions on the second screen, and you can um, work on the, first screen on your first window, first vision on your screen. So you can divide it something like this. This is what actually I do for on my other screens. So I shift the two separate versions on the other screen, and I work together all the things. So what I wanted to explain more, again on the view menu, there are some other options. Arrange all. If you click on this, arrange all. So there are multiple options. You can to manage to align these three different versions at the same time. For example, the right now the current option is tiled. If I want to uh, adjust all three versions horizontally, I'll be clicking on this horizontal, and you notice that all three versions are something like this. So if I want to double check something, and if you have big screen, that will be much easier for you. You are searching something in the first version, and in the parallel you are searching something in Y column on the other version, and maybe uh, you are searching something, maybe you are matching customer ID in the A column, first column. So similarly, you can work like this. So we have shifted. Yes. So again, we let me try another option. So arranging all, if you want to, you know, shift or adjust your files vertically. So you see how it works. So two versions are there. So maybe we can adjust one more version here, something. So let me check it, how we can, add third version here. Uh, yes, this is a third version. So this is a vertical shift or vertical adjustment of your windows, and earlier we checked the horizontal. So you see three different versions vertically available for you to work on. So similarly, you can split, you can see view side by side, and you also have option of synchronizing all the details, all the files. Cascade. What is cascade? Cascade is something like this. It's not vertically or horizontally available for you. So this will be like this cascade. The each version is uh, mention something like this. Let me try this again. Cascade. So you see cascade, this is a cascade function. So you can work on this something like this. Okay, so switching window, you also have a drop down menu switching window. So you see this is version one now number one. Again, go to this version number two. Again, go to this and version number three. So this is how you can perform your uh, task on different version of Excel files. So this developer is more about programming. We are not touching it. Help is very useful option, very important and very friendly option. For example, if I don't know anything about Excel, I will take help from Excel to teach me how to do my work. For example, I go to help menu, and I click here. So you'll see multiple options here. Contact support. So if you click on this, it will link with the helpline, and you can mention your queries here. Contact support, and this will you know example can install Office. So this will help you out how to perform your operation and how to install your Office. So for example, if you want to add feedback, so you will mention feedback here, give a compliment, report a problem, make a suggestion. Showing training, if you want to take training from Excel and you don't know which kind of training you need, so you will be clicking on this showing training option, and there is a list of, uh, of Excel available trainings. And if you click any of the topic, for example, free span and to lock rows, and you'll notice that there is a complete direction or tutorial is available on this topic. So similarly, what is important here? There is a community. Community means there is Excel community, so you can join that Excel community for more learning, for asking questions. So you see there are a lot of discussions. Everyone has his own problems, and that problems can be mentioned here, and people are responding on that. So Excel blogs are there if you want to, if you are interested in Excel blogs. So more important is Excel help. So for example, I don't know about VLOOKUP function. VLOOKUP, it's very, technical and magical function. We will be learning in formula section about VLOOKUP. So I just want to know VLOOKUP and I don't know, and I'm asking Excel to help me in this regard. So as you mentioned here, VLOOKUP function. So you see there is a complete guidance available. So this will give you a complete, details. For example, what is VLOOKUP function? So you will be reading all these details, and there is complete step-by-step guidance how this VLOOKUP function works. What are the examples? What is the formula? So you see, the details are mentioned with examples. So similarly, if you want to learn more about HLOOKUP function, so these, more details are available related to that function. So anything comes in your mind related to Excel, go to help and ask Excel to help you. So we are done with this menu bars. One thing related to this view, which I missed it, freeze pan. I hope you must be familiar with this function, but it is very useful function. How it works, this is a good example. For example, I'm on this sheet, Excel version number 3. So I don't know if I, move my cursor on right side, I don't know what is the name of this variable and which customer which what is the customer ID, or this information belongs to what customer. So if I need to check about this number, I either have to scroll it up something like this, and when I will reach on the top, so I might be missing the value, which column was that. And also at the same time, uh, I really missed that value, the position of that value. Yes. Yes, at the same time, if I want to check the customer ID of this information, so I'll be, uh, scrolling my file left side. So I'll find the customer ID also. So to just fix this kind of, hassle or problem, Excel gives you a freeze span option that is very, helpful. For example, if I want my customer ID should always be appeared, or maybe if I want my city should always be uh, shown or appeared or displayed at this all the time, and I want this first row should not be disappeared, so I can fix this. I can freeze the pan. How it works, for example, this is the value. What I feel, the first two columns should always be appeared, should always be displayed, and the first row should always be displayed and shown. So no matter where I am on this file, at what position I am on this file. So for this kind of, option, I will be clicking on this freeze option. So the most important thing is you only need to know your selection of your cell, which cell you are selecting. I'm selecting the this cell, column C, row number 2, and I'm pressing this freeze span. So see what happens. wherever I move, wherever I go in the file, this first row is fixed, and I know wherever I click in this file, I know which value belongs to what column. For example, I know what is the title of this column, what is this variable where I have clicked right now, for example. So I got this information very easily. So without this freezing pan, you cannot understand, you cannot remember every value, every column. So similarly, uh, if I click left or right, if I move this file left or right, my first two columns are there. So I fixed first two columns and first row. So I know the city name, I know the customer ID. Accordingly, whatever I want to change or whatever I want to verify, whatever I want to edit, I can perform anything very easily. Without this option, freeze pan option, you cannot do this. And in any case, if you want to unfreeze this option, you don't need this freeze option. You just simply click on this unfreeze pan, and now you can move your file accordingly without freezing any pan. So this is all about FreeSpan. I think we have done a lot for today. Uh, Let me check if something is missing. We will be covering it, or otherwise, I think it's enough for today. So Power Pivot, we will be learning it later and when we'll be working on uh, pivot table and dashboard. So I think all done from my side. Uh, some topics are left, which I intentionally left because we have separate dedicated classes regarding to that, topics. So if you have any question, you can ask. If you have any comment, feedback, we have 10 minutes left. Otherwise, we can conclude this class right now. So over to you now.
Yes, I want to ask a question. I'm not, I didn't understand what is freeze pan. Can you repeat it again? And number two is when you are this new Windows, so whatever you are doing in first file, it's automatically being done in the second file also. Like the way you highlighted some cells in first file, they were also highlighted in the second file. So whatever you are doing in the first file is automatically being done in the second file also. When you are comparing, like you have three files in a vertical and you are working on three files.
Okay.
So I'm just a little confused about it.
So thank you very much for a very good question. Let me explain it. The first question was about freezing pan, right? So let me repeat it. So
Yeah.
why we need to freeze the pan?
My question is that you have highlighted this two that is blue, okay,
Yes, yes,
and
yes.
uh, uh, this two is got like freeze pan, but how the upper strip is going down? I didn't get it. Can you please repeat?
So you are confused about this digit highlighted in blue, right?
Yes.
So let me explain it, what I got it. So I think you are asking about this free span option, and also your question is if you highlight any value in this file somewhere, for example, if you highlighted this area, so your question is either this will be reflecting on the other version as well. Am I right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Great. So let me
So
respond to
whatever
this.
changes you are doing in, I mean to say that whatever changes you are doing in file number one, that is automatically being done in the file number two as well, or that file is separate?
Yes, 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 exactly. So you see, basically, I am working on only one file right now. There is only one file, but I have created
Okay.
several versions. I have created three versions of the same file. So whatever I am
Yes.
performing in first version, the file is the same. That will be reflected in other version as well. No matter if I open 8 or 10 versions for any kind of work. So any changes I am doing in any version, in version number 1, that will be reflecting in version number 3 as well. The file is same, file is not different.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, for example, uh, if you are working on two separate files, for example, not the version, two separate files. For example, this is customer database with with this title April 2025, and I am opening an other customer database with a slight change in the title, for example, March 2025. That these are two separate files, not the versions. So if I will be changing anything in April version, that will not be reflecting in March version because
Yeah.
there are two separate
Exactly.
files. Yes. So right now I have opened three versions. Three versions are there.
इसका मतलब ये है कि हमें जो है वो why we need three version is that if we want to work on on the different area of the same version, so at
Yes.
least we can compare. Yes, ठीक
Yes.
है, अब मुझे समझ आ
So
गई. Thank
great.
you.
So the other also this will makes your work more easy if you have an additional screen or maybe a big screen in
Yeah.
your room, or maybe so you can reflect one version on the other bigger screen and one version on your laptop, and you can compare the things like this.
Yes,
So
yes.
this is for comparison only, right? So
And
आपका
what are
दूसरा
the
क्वेश्चन
feedback?
था मेरे ख्याल में, आपने फ्रीज पेन लगाना कैसे, राइट? ये क्वेश्चन था आपका।
या ये आपने मुझे जो समझ आई है वो ये कि अगर आपने किसी जगह को या किसी सेल को फ्रीज करना है,
राइट। जी
या
जी।
आप कह रहे हैं कि उसको जो है वो आप हर वक्त देखना चाहते हैं, तो आपने
हम्म।
टू क्यों क्यों क्लिक किया? जब आपने टू के ऊपर क्लिक किया तो जो पहला है आईडी और सिटी, वो दोनों
जी
कैसे
जी।
साथ साथ चल रहे हैं? आई
मैं
डिडंट
मैं
गेट
बता,
इट.
राइट। Good question. So let me repeat for Zuhair, if he is listening me. So the question is why I am
Yes.
selecting this number 2 for getting, for freezing pan for this option. Why I picked this number 2. So the answer is very easy. It's upon you. It's your choice which column you want to you need to be fixed all the time for you, and which row is required to be freezed all the time for you. So for example, let me make it let me reverse it, and right now no just a minute, unfreeze. So this file is unfreeze now. So you see, notice that wherever I move, I don't know what is the column title, and I don't know which customer ID is this information is.
Yes.
So it's up to you uh, how many columns you need to be fixed for you. For example, if your interest is only customer ID, so you can pick this value, column B, first value, and you can freeze from here. So you see, now if you move your file right side, you will not be watching the city names. You will not be observing the city names. That will all be also will be moving around, right? So it also depends upon your kind of work, whatever what you want to get to be displayed all the time, what is not. For example, if I'm working on any kind of activity or any kind of assignment where I need to double check information of gender as well, so what I'm doing now, I'm unfreezing the file, and I need to see the information of customer gender wise as well. So what I'm doing, I'm picking this E column, and I want to fix first four column as it is, and I want to make other area of file movable, right? So I'm fixing first four columns. So when I decided to fix first four column, I will be picking the value from the fifth column to be you know uh, to just make it fixed, right? So what I'm doing now, I'm freezing from the E column. So you see, when I will be moving my file rightward, so my gender column will remain there, and before gender column, town size, city, customer ID are still there, and I'm moving, right side. So it depends what is your required information should be displayed on you or for your working. So
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 it
this is
means
how
that
it
the
works.
heading will also go with that.
Yes, no, no. So you see,
Okay.
if you don't want to fix your header, you will be
If you
clicking
go
here.
down,
Header and column will be fixed at the same time. One header,
okay,
obviously, we
okay.
have one header only here. If you have,
Mhm.
multiple headers, for example, let me add another thing. For example, there is something, for example, Asia or something. Just for this example, I'm randomly mentioning some information. I have two columns, right? So if you have,
Mhm.
sorry, not two columns, if you have two rows, which is required for, to be analyzed, so you can fix above two rows and, left two or three columns for you, and you can freeze accordingly. For example, I want to fix first two rows for my analysis. So what I will be doing, I will be picking cell from row number 3, not from the row number 2.
Okay.
Got it? So let me highlight for you. Highlight it for you. So now I am picking this 13 value, and I want first two rows to be fixed for my review, for my analysis work. And I also want first four columns to be fixed for my review, for analysis work, right?
This is how
So
it
I
works.
picked this,
Right.
yes. Again, go to view menu, and again go to click on this free span. And now you will be noticing that first two rows will be fixed for due to this free span, and also first four columns are also fixed. So in other words, in simple words, in very simple words, whatever value you pick from your file, let me remove all these things. I think it's uh, confusing for everyone. Whatever value I want uh, to any cell, what I want to fixed for free span, uh, above that cell, the rows and left side of that cell will be fixed. So for example, you pick any value from here. For example, I want to pick this H column. I want my area uh, behind this, on the left side of this I column, and my area above this value should be fixed for my view, for my review. So I'll be picking this value, and I'll just click on this free span. So you see what happens. Sorry. Yes, now it's fixed now. So behind this column, on the left side of this column, the entire area is fixed now. When I'll be moving my file, the this before area before I column will be fixed, and area above this first number 72, that is also fixed. So you can see. So this is how you can fix your area for you know to apply free span. I hope you got
Thank
the
you. Thank you so
clarity.
much. Yes,
And
yes, yes, yes.
if still there is any
Clear, very
confusion,
clear.
please let me know. I'll explain it again.
Thank you. It's clear now.
Okay. So thank you very much, everyone. Miss Nadia, I requested you in the beginning for introduction as you joined it today. If you want to introduce yourself, please introduce within a minute so we conclude the session.
Okay. Okay, my name is Nadia Rais, and I'm a public health nutritionist by profession, and I'm working within local NGO, and I'm a research associate there. So research and using Excel, SPSS, it's part of my daily routine. So I just wanted to learn more. And I am learning more.
That's great. Thank you very much for joining us in this course. So
Excuse me, sir. Are we going to get the this recorded?
yes, the pattern is our recording of each lecture is available on YouTube channel. I share the YouTube link in the group after the class, so you'll be receiving that link in the group.
And yesterday you were in the first class you were saying that you are going to share this data set also. Can you share the data set?
Yes, I forgot. Thank you for reminding me. I will be sharing the presentation and data set right now after the class.
Okay, thank
Right.
you.
Thank you.
So thank you very much, everyone. Inshallah, we will be meeting next weekend on Tuesday.
Inshallah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Signing off. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.
All right.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam.